Hello and welcome to my channel. It's Monica from Crafting with Quilling Lady, and I hope you have an absolutely gorgeous day. In this video I'm going to show you how to create this name day card using aqua markers. For the project today I'm going to use this stamp and die from Crafter's Companion called Flowers and Vines. It comes with beautiful floral image, 2 sentiments and matching cutting die. And we're going to start our project by using cutting die with watercolor card, and I really encourage you to use really good quality watercolor card, at least 300 GSM. When we place cutting die on watercolor card, make sure you use low tack tape so the die doesn't move when you put it through your die cutting machine. And then when you die cut this element, you will see it has lots of small details, and it will be time to stamp our image. For this, I really encourage you to use any stamping platform you have, because if you don't stamp perfectly, then you can stamp it again. And I use black waterproof ink by Spectrum Noir because I wanted to have that black outline. And when you use that ink pad and watercolor markers, you will make sure that the black outline doesn't bleed, and that's why I really like this ink pad, because I can use any aqua markers or watercolor markers with it. It is absolutely beautiful and it always gives me that crisp look. So then when we are ready with our image, we can start coloring using aqua markers. And for my project today, I use these Tri Colour markers by Spectrum Noir. And as you can see, they've got 3 colors in each pen. And what you do, you literally put tiny bit of color on your watercolor card and then use wet paintbrush to spread the color. What's really good about any watercolor markers is that actually with no time you can get effect of light and shadow in your images, and it really gives you that watercolor effect. I absolutely love it. In the top right corner you can also check my other video when I use aqua markers for rainbow roses, and I show you different techniques how to use those markers with stamping. I really hope you will check that video. So if you use those markers here, as you can see, they've got 3 colors in one pen, so you can create really nice effects. And what's amazing about those pens, actually those 3 colors in one pen really match. So as you can see, I've got some purples, and then one is complementary with green, orange and purple in a pen. That's what's super unique about those pens. And actually with aqua markers you can use either waterproof black outline or any color you want, or you can use water reactive ink, which means if you use watercolor markers on top with a wet paintbrush, the lines will disappear and you will have no line coloring effects. And that is also good about any watercolor markers. I wonder if you have ever tried any watercolor markers or pencils. If you have, which one did you use? And did you like the effect you can create with them? Please let me know in the comments down below. Also, in the description, you will find the names of the pens and the stamp and die, and also other products I use in this video. As you can see, this is pretty easy. I think it took me about 8 minutes to color in this image, and I really like it because you can actually see how the image comes to life, and it's really good. And also another tip, when you use these cutting dies and stamp, I really encourage you to use slightly bigger paper, because then when you stamp you have more room for the magnets. Now I'm going to use my trimmer and get rid of that white outline. Now I'm going to use Distress Oxide inks just to give a tiny bit of color on the edges, and I think that really makes a difference in this instance, and I really like it. What do you think? Do you add any inks on the sides or on the frames of your images? If you do, how do you do it, or what inks do you use? To give it more dimension, I decided to use double-sided tape, and as you can see I'm cutting it into smaller pieces, and I'm going to do it twice for every single bit, and that will give you really nice effect, 3D look, and it will be stunning, trust me. I really encourage you to do it in your paper craft journey. So I also put some smaller pieces where the flowers are, just to make sure that the card will be steady. Now I'm going to create a background panel, and I'm going to use actually 3 Distress Oxides here. My camera just got really wild here and the lighting just changed so quickly, so I'm not going to show you how I apply the purple one, but you will see the end result. Now I'm going to add a little bit of pink here because I wanted a smoother blend in the middle. And what's really good about Distress Oxides, they blend really beautifully and you can always go over. I wonder, what inks do you use for your backgrounds? Do you have any preference? Please let me know in the comments down below. And now I decided to use On Your Name Day, because we celebrate Name Day in Poland, and for some of the names you have only one day in a year when we celebrate it. For example, Adam. But with Monica, for example, you can either celebrate it in May or August, but you have to choose the date closer to your birthday. So actually my name day is in August because I was born in August. And we celebrate it the same way as we celebrate birthday. And I really like it because you can get 2 presents a year instead of 1 for birthday. But some people are not that lucky because they've got a birthday like on Christmas Day or Christmas Eve. So they got just 1 present. And now I'm going to attach my panel on card base, and this one is 5 by 7 inches. And as usual, I'm using double-sided tape and liquid glue just to make sure that the card is nice and steady on the card base. How do you put your panels on your card bases? What liquid glue do you use, or double-sided tape? And now it wouldn't be me if I didn't add any gold gems. So I decided to add some small gold gems where the I is in the sentiment, so at the top of letter I, and also flowers. And now I'm adding some purples and pinks in the corners of these 2 panels. And what do you think these small gems on this card? Do you use small gems in the corners of your projects? If you do, how many gems do you use? I usually go with 3s and 5s. Here are my 2 other examples where I use water reactive ink pad with aqua markers for no line coloring. So you can see all my 3 cards side by side, and I really wonder which one is your favorite. Please let me know in the comments down below. Don't forget to like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I hope you feel inspired to create something either with florals or aqua markers. Have a wonderful day and happy crafting. On the left and on the right you can also check my other videos. Bye!